Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Hello everyone, it's Zainab. Welcome back to my daily reading of Nahjul Balagha. My roof is leaking. So today I want to read to you, inshallah, Sermon 22. So this sermon, I'll just read to you a little bit about it before I read the actual sermon. So it says, okay, so as you know, Imam Ali, or as you may know, if you don't, I'll tell you. Imam Ali, or Amir al-Mu'mineen as he's otherwise known, was the fourth rightly guided Caliph of Islam after the Prophet alayhi salam. So the first one was Abu Bakr, the second one was Umar ibn al-Khattab, we just call him Umar, I guess. The third one was Uthman, and then the fourth was Imam Ali. So Imam Ali began his caliphate when, after Uthman, the third one, was assassinated. And he was assassinated because some people believed that he was kind of maybe abusing his position of power. He was a little bit obnoxious in the way he dealt with things. I'm not too familiar with his character specifically, but I know there was an abuse of power there, and that contributed as one of the reasons why he was assassinated. There were some people who wanted him to step down as Caliph, and wanted Ali to step up as Caliph, actually. So he was assassinated, and then some people blamed Imam Ali for that. So it says here, when Amir al-Mu'mineen, Imam Ali alayhi salam, was accused of Uthman's assassination, he delivered this sermon to refute that allegation. In it, he says this about those who blamed him of it: "These seekers of vengeance cannot say that I alone am the assassin and that no one else took part in it, nor can they falsify witnessed events by saying that they were unconcerned about it. Why then have they put me foremost for this avenging? With me, they should include themselves too. If I am free of this blame, they cannot establish their freedom from it. How can they detach themselves from this punishment? The truth of the matter is that by accusing me of this charge, their aim is that I should behave with them in the same manner to which they are accustomed. But they should not expect from me to revive the innovations of the past regimes. As for fighting, neither was I ever afraid of it, nor am I so now. Allah knows my intention, and He also knows that those who stand to make this an excuse for seeking revenge for having killed some of their kafir ancestors, unbelieving ancestors, are themselves His assassins. Thus, history corroborates that the people who managed his, as in Uthman's, assassination by agitation and had even prevented his burial in Muslims' graveyards by hurling stones at his coffin were the same who rose for avenging his blood. In this connection, the names of Talha ibn Ubaidullah, al-Zubayr ibn al-Awwam, and Aisha are at the top of the list. On both occasions, their efforts come to sigh with conspicuity. Thus, Ibn Abul Hadid writes that, so he's a scholar that wrote about this, those who have recorded events relevant to the assassination of Uthman state that on the day when he was killed, Talha's condition was this: in order to obscure himself from the eyes of the people, he was covering his face as he was shooting arrows at Uthman's mansion. In this regard, i.e. about al-Zubayr, he writes the following: Historians have also stated that Al-Zubayr used to say, "Kill Uthman. He has altered your faith." People said, "Your son is standing at the door guarding him." He replied saying, even may my son be lost, but Uthman must be killed. Uthman will be lying like a carcass on the road tomorrow." About Aisha, Ibn Abd Rabbi writes the following. Al-Mughira ibn Shuba came to Aisha once, who said to him, O Abu Abdullah, I wish you have been with me on the day of Jamal, the battle of Jamal, the battle of the camel. How arrows were piercing through my howdaj, camel litter, the thing on top of the camel where she was sitting inside. So arrows were piercing through like the protector there, till some of them hit my body. Al-Mughira said, I wish one of them had killed you. She said, May Allah have pity on you. Why so? He replied, so it would have been an atonement for what you had done against Uthman. According to Al-Farid, a highly respected Sunni classic work of Ibn Abd Rabbi. So that's according to that Sunni work, Sunni piece of literature, I guess. That's what it was said by a Sunni scholar. Okay. Now I will go and read the actual sermon. It's short. Okay. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. It says it's from a sermon that the Imam alayhi salam delivered when reports reached him about those who reneged. I don't know how to pronounce that word, but it means went back on their promise or went back on their oath of allegiance to him. In it, he condemns what they do, holds them accountable for killing Uthman, and threatens to wage a war against them. Okay. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Beware, Satan has certainly started mobilizing his forces and has collected his hosts so that oppression may reach its extreme ends and what is wrong may come back to where it belongs. By Allah, they have not put a correct blame on me, nor have they done justice between me and themselves. They are demanding of me a right which they themselves have abandoned, and a blood which they have themselves shed. If I were a partner with them in it, then they too have their share of it. But if they did it without me, they alone have to face the consequences. Their biggest argument against me is really against their own selves. They are suckling from a mother who is already dry and bringing into life innovation that is already dead. How disappointing is this challenger to battle? Who is this challenger, and for what is he responding to? I am happy that the reasoning of Allah has been exhausted before them, and He knows all about them. If they refuse to obey, I will offer them an edge of the sword which suffices for a cure for wrongdoing and for supporting what is right. It is strange that they send me word to proceed to them for spear fighting and to be ready to fight with the sword. May the mourning women mourn over them. I have never been frightened of a fight, nor of being threatened with a confrontation. I enjoy full certainty of belief from my Lord and have no doubt in my faith. Alhamdulillah. Thank you so much for joining me with that. Sermon 22 from Nahjul Balagha. And I hope you will join me again tomorrow as I read you another sermon from this beautiful work of literature, inshallah. I hope to see you tomorrow, inshallah. Stay blessed and stay tuned.